Good morning, everyone. It has been
Good morning.
It is not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. The Livelihoods and Inclusive Finance Expansion LIFE project is one example of a project to put all its effort to manage change, adapt, and stay relevant. My name is Karim Shankov. I'm the communication manager at LIFE, and I'm grateful to be part of this relentless team. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate life achievements under the Bekaa Revitalization Hub, known by Dareb El Najah. Her Excellency United States Ambassador to Lebanon, Dorothy Shea, was not able to join us today. She will be represented by USAID Lebanon Mission Director, Mary Eileen Devitt. Our partners and distinguished guests, thank you for honoring this ceremony with your presence. Before I give the microphone to our live COP, David Holdridge, please allow me to take the opportunity and play a short video about the Bekaa Revitalization Hub, Dareb El Najah.
في إطار مشروع لايف الممول من USAID انطلق مشروع درب النجاح المنفذ من مؤسسة تنمية الرواد بالشراكة مع مؤسسة ميشيل داهر الاجتماعية وغرفة التجارة والصناعة والزراعة زحلة.
بلشت معنا جائحة كورونا وطلعنا كمان بلجنة القيادة انه نبلش اونلاين تريننج، كما وانه هاي لجنة القيادة من بعد ما يخلص التمارين ودراسة المشاريع المقدمة رح تمنح هبة عينية لأشخاص حسب البزنس بلان تبعهم.
دور الغرفة بمشروع درب النجاح كان تقديم دورات تدريبية على سلامة الغذاء.
نحن كمؤسسة ميشيل داهر الاجتماعية هدفنا الأساسي تثبيت الناس بأرضها، وخاصة بهالفترة من النزوح المعاكس للشباب من المدن يلي خسروا أشغالهم هنيك وحبوا يرجعوا على ضياعهم، وكمان ازدياد أهمية المرأة كفرد منتج بالمجتمع. فمنشان هيك التقت أهدافنا بأهداف درب النجاح، وحبينا نعطي فرصة للمؤسسات الصغيرة والمتوسطة أنهم يطوروا حالهم من خلال هالبرنامج ويصيروا ركيزة أساسية بالاقتصاد الريفي.
من خلال الشراكة اللي تمت قدرنا انه نساهم بانعاش الاقتصاد بمنطقة البقاع الاوسط.
هلا نحن موجودين بجمعية مرمنصور دو بول زحلة بمبادرة من درب النجاح الممول من USAID. هلا صار عندنا مطبخ كناية عن براد، فريزر، خزانة عم نضب فيها الأغراض، طاولات ستانلس، مجليين، خلاط.
اختصاصنا تلبية حاجات المطاعم، كثير قصص استفدنا من الدورة. تنظيم المحاسبة، احنا كلنا ما كان عندنا اياها، كنا قادرين نعرف اذا عم نربح او عم نخسر.
انا كنت كثير بحاجة لهيدي الدورة، صحيح كنت فاتحة صفحة بس طورت أكثر معرفتي بالسوشيال ميديا.
قدمت على مشروع درب النجاح، نابل مشروعي وقدمت لي USAID مكنة درزة ومكنة حبكة وطاولة للتفصيل وللخياطة.
استفدت أول شيء كبزنس بلان إنه تعلمت أشياء إنه نخطط أكثر. استفدت من الدورة أكثر شيء بالسوشيال ميديا، تفاعلت فيها وتعرفت على عالم كثير، وكرمال البزنس كرمال القهوة. هو البزنس كان من 1984 جددناه أنا وعائلتي بال3 سنين، مش باليوم وبليل وصلت. إنه واحد بده يكون عنده إرادة ويكون عنده عائلة حلوة تتعاون معه، هيدا أهم شيء، ما في شيء مستحيل.
Our enthusiastic COP, David Holdridge, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Fadi. And I join you in welcoming Mission Director Eileen Devitt. And thank you, Eileen, in particular for honoring the Regional Revitalization Hub with your presence. This is one of 3 regional hubs created by Life USAID in bellwether population centers within Lebanon. The other 2 hubs are in Tripoli and in Saida. I'll just say that it's my privilege to welcome Mission Director Eileen Devitt, and thank you for honoring this Bekaa Regional Revitalization Hub. This is one of 3 USAID in bellwether population centers within Lebanon. The other two hubs are in Tripoli and Saida. And all three together are meant to be springboards for accompanying Lebanon during these difficult times and pointing forward to the future for the better, with good investments, pertinent investments. Special thanks to those involved in the hub's creation. Dr. William Butterfield, you past USAID Economic Growth Director, Rana Helu, USAID COR, who were engaged in frequent discussions in 2019, often on the road, looking at projects on how we could increase impact on the productivity of micro businesses by reforming what had been, to date, singular investment interventions in scattered locations and move that toward NGO coalitions in dynamic peri-urban situations. In respect to such effort here in the Bekaa before us today, the Bekaa Revitalization Hub, I call attention to the excellent work of Afaf Neme, who is with us, the executive director of EDF, who basically stood up our first Bekaa hub, provided the prototype. Michel Daher, the president of Michel Daher Social Foundation, who is now taking the ball and assuming leadership for the sequel hub activity, which will focus on preparing Lebanon for a post-crisis Lebanon by supporting those enterprises that are engaged in the adoption of the new technologies, such as ICT, fintech, solar, etc., which will respond to the current political and economic transformation. Gloria Hanna, quality manager and food safety specialist at the Zahleh Chamber of Commerce, such partnership which defines the hub. The hub is a collection of civic NGOs and municipal actors that are working in collaboration basically for the revitalization of the particular area, in this case, the Bekaa, the central Bekaa. And of course, I need to give special thanks to the person that, from my side, that oversaw all this, the two people, Sausan Muzaham and Sharbel Matar, both of whom worked hand in hand with the partners to make this hub a reality. Now, just a couple of words back to 2019. That to summarize, it's kind of hard, but to summarize in three or four lines, how and why the hub was created is high impact. And that was, I remember that we were in a car, and that was Bill Butterfield, who basically said, you know, he was looking at our independent investments in micro businesses. And he said, good, but you know, I think we can do better. And that was basically based on the discussion which went forward on the well-worn stipulations by social science. And those were that the exchange of ideas, the concepts for investments in Lebanon at the level of the micro and small businesses benefits tremendously from the exchange of ideas between public and private partnerships as precursors for innovation. To repeat, as independent and isolated NGO events. The second, and I know these are big discussions, by the way, so it's hard to condense them quickly. The second was the focus on peri-urban. And that's based on the theory and practice of density, both virtual and real, and the correlation between density and creation, and density as a prerequisite to creation, innovation, if you will. And then the last is the variable platform, shifting membership with an enduring brand. The brand is the key. The hub's brand, its raison d'etre, and the synergies it represents is bigger than the constituent components membership. And that brand is basically represents those principal ideas that I just said earlier about the idea of collaboration, exchange of ideas, and working to bring that density, which as an incubator for creating new types of interventions for a new Lebanon. And that is a critical aspect as far as I'm concerned. I'm one of those people, I hope the majority, I know USAID is with me, that believes very much that after we get through these difficult adjustments, that we are going to start to see past deregulation and start to see a modern Lebanon, the adoption of the new technologies to increase the productivity. Micro business is one word. There's between 150 and 170,000 micro businesses throughout Lebanon. So a very important constituency that's served by these revitalization hubs. So to get back to where I started, I now again welcome what I prefer to call an investor, America's #1 investor in this country, in a more peaceful and prosperous Lebanon, USAID Director Eileen David, and she will be followed by a more detailed presentation by the partners of the regional revitalization hubs. Thank you very much and welcome, Eileen. I pass it over to you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very pleased to be here with all of you today to celebrate our joint achievements and successful partnership under the Bekaa Revitalization Hub's Dareb El Najah initiative. This initiative, as you know, was created under the Livelihoods and Inclusive Finance Expansion, or LIFE project, which is funded by the United States Agency for International Development, better known as USAID. The United States government has long invested in Lebanon's economic development. Since 1997, USAID has prioritized increasing access to finance for micro-entrepreneurs, including women, youth, and people with disabilities. We have provided more than 35,000 loans valued at over $53 million. Since LIFE's inception in 2016, we have improved economic opportunities for over 10,000 marginalized micro-businesses throughout the country, by advancing their business skills and expanding their access to resources. We also expanded our investments in geographically in the North, the South, and the Bekaa. USAID facilitated the establishment of 3 hubs, or groups of non-governmental organizations who work together to maximize impact for marginalized communities. Building sustainable, self-reliant businesses that thrive in a competitive market is going to be the key part of Lebanon's economic recovery. Businesses that grow and expand can drive significant economic growth for the entire country. This is why micro-enterprise development is such an important priority for the United States government and USAID. That is why I'm very happy to be here today with you to celebrate our achievements as we mark the culmination of our successful partnerships with the 3 organizations that make up the Bekaa Hub. In no particular order, they are the Entrepreneurial Development Foundation, the Michel Daher Social Foundation, and the Chamber of Commerce, Industry, and Agriculture of the Zahleh and the Bekaa. These 3 organizations worked hand in hand with USAID over a period of 14 months to support 400 micro enterprises and the entrepreneurs in the central Bekaa region, who established new businesses or improved or expanded their existing businesses. They increased their household incomes and boosted the resilience of their business operations to better face Lebanon's economic and financial challenges, which were exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Access to finance was especially important during the nationwide lockdowns and during the period of increased difficulty in accessing banking services. Businesses needed to close their doors to protect the public, but they also needed to survive. All 400 businesses assisted by the Bekaa Hub received intensive business development services, which focus on access to financial services and training and marketing and social media. With the Bekaa Hub's assistance, almost 200 micro-businesses have launched virtual platforms. They are now actively marketing their products in order to continue their operations and generate income, all online. The Bekaa Hub also helped build relationships between these businesses and microfinance institutions, which continue to provide critical financial lending services to those businesses today. Out of these 400 micro businesses, we selected 120 that were new entrants to the marketplace, and based on their need, delivered in-kind grants in the form of much needed equipment to jumpstart their business operations. All 120 businesses reported an increase in income and improved living conditions. A woman entrepreneur's soap making business was one success story. Through social media training and equipment provided by USAID, she was able to grow her income by 20%. This is what real impact looks like, colleagues. Your work has touched the lives and saved livelihoods. I commend you for your accomplishments, and to the organizations that have partnered with us and made this hub the success it is today. You have recognized the significant role of micro enterprises in building the foundation for stable communities. Your assistance contributed to alleviating poverty, increasing inclusive economic participation, and developing the Bekaa region. To the businesses that have benefited from the Bekaa Hub initiative, we applaud your ongoing efforts to achieve your dreams of business ownership. You're promoting economic stability in the communities of which you are a vital part. The United States, through USAID, will continue to support the development of Lebanon's private sector, especially small businesses, which we believe are the engines of Lebanon's much needed economic recovery. Private enterprises can build back a better Lebanon. I wish you all the best of luck and success in the future. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of the American people for investing their tax dollars in such an important program with significant achievements and outcome. And again, we are all in this together. So thank you very much, everyone. And thank you for having me today.
A committed and hardworking partner to life, allow me to welcome Afaf Nami, the Entrepreneurial Development Foundation Executive Director.
Good morning. Dareb El Najah Hub represents a sequel to Entrepreneurial Development Foundation previous grant. Its design and components are in synergy with LIFE's vision and Revitalization Hub initiative. This initiative was created in vulnerable peri-urban area in central Bekaa in order to provide the most significant impact. The main 5 objectives are Objective 1, sustain small-scale businesses, both existing and startups. Objective 2, boost local economy by accelerating business cycle. Objective 3, improve synergy between NGOs and stakeholders to increase impact. Objective 4, stimulate economic growth and create jobs for better social stability. Objective 5, raise awareness to support initiatives through financial inclusions. In fact, Dareb El Najah Hub started in a very, very difficult time. On October 16, 2019, one day prior to the October 17 uprising, which was followed by COVID-19 outbreak and the resulting lockdowns. The hub partners accepted the challenge and worked hard to continue the implementation and were able to overcome these challenges by adopting ICT to conduct the training. The project's aims was to support entrepreneurs evolve into business leaders and improve economic opportunity of marginalized low-income micro-enterprises, especially those led by women and youth. And we are proud to say that the training was conducted for 391 MSMEs. In this investment, we focused on, first of all, empowering women. Their participation was very impressive, 63%. Second, attracting young entrepreneurs under 37 years old, and the participation was 39%. Third, improving digital marketing skills of business owner for an advanced, more efficient and effective marketing. And the result, 196 trainees, which are 50%, opened a page on Facebook and or Instagram, which allowed them to expand their market outside their villages. Fourth, supporting micro and small businesses during this critical phase through training, linkages, and distribution of assets in form of machinery and technology, which increases the efficiency of their production or services rendering in the total of $179,960 for 132 MSMEs. Fifth, access to finance. A representative from a MFI attended the training and laid out the access to credit conditions. Sixth, enhancing tourism by developing a tool to explore and experience the best of Bekaa, while in the same time promoting several Dareb El Najah participants related businesses by the production of a booklet entitled The Hidden Treasure of the Bekaa. This booklet serves as a marketing tool for the outreach businesses and various villages targeted under the hub. The content includes a briefing about each village, its characteristics, its specialties, and a list of available businesses in each village. Seventh, creating synergy between NGO and stakeholders to increase impact. The hub is supported by many NGOs like Nasser Club and many municipalities like Zahleh, Qabbalias, Majd al-Anjar, Anjar, and Deir al-Ghazal municipalities. And finally, marketing-wise, we created a website and 2 videos about Dareb El Najah, 12 videos related to 12 beneficiary stories, 1 interview on MTV and 1 on LBC, and we distributed booklets in 12 hotels and 8 taxi companies and published it in 24 press releases. To conclude, bringing this live USAID concept of high impact platform to life. Thank you, USAID and Palladium staff for your continuous support.
Known for her compassion, diligence, and chivalry for serving her community in the Bekaa, welcome Michel Daher, President of Michel Daher Social Foundation.
Thank you all for participating in this closing ceremony for Phase 1 of the Bekaa Regional Revitalization Hub, and at the same time, the inauguration of an exciting sequel, Phase 2. As a preface, we need to admit that Lebanon has few significant resources when seen alongside its distinctive human capital, and that tragically, the current economic crisis has increased the unemployment level, mainly among the youth at an alarming rate. The local labor market in Lebanon has never and will not at any time soon generate sufficient high-skilled jobs to absorb the yearly university graduates. This growing mismatch between education supply and the labor market demand has sadly led the Lebanese youth, especially the highly skilled ones, to seek permanent employment abroad. If we look at countries like Switzerland and Germany, we can see that at least half of their population are technical technical school graduates. Why associate technical and vocational education with academic failure, low wages, poor working conditions, and lack of career prospects? We believe that it is time now to change this situation, as it is becoming urgent to find new ways to bridge the gap between job seeker and the labor market. And if we want to help in the economic recovery, we need to identify future labor market demands and provide high quality technical and vocational training to the youth and women, taking into account sustainable human development and the principles of active citizenship. Adding to that, we need to incentivize our youth to become proactive and to integrate early into society through well-planned volunteering initiatives, policies for internships, and motivational part-time jobs in collaboration with the private sector. We also need to focus on life skills training, as it is crucial and critical for the youth in order to succeed in the fast-changing job market. It is an unfortunate fact that the current Lebanese economic crisis has directly impacted the level of education, and the Lebanese youth are missing the opportunity to follow the fast pace of development in the technology sector. And instead of becoming leaders in this field, they are threatened to become the illiterates of this century. In parallel, and as we all may know, the tech revolution combined with COVID-19 crisis has changed the world forever, and working remotely has become the new norm. This is considered an opportunity for our talented youth, who, once armed with the right skills, mainly tech skills, can stay in their villages while working either remotely with multinational companies or with local companies, allowing them to become more competitive in the international market. Within this context, we acknowledge USAID's efforts in their recent initiative to create high-impact regional investment platforms for collaborative private-public sectors, an initiative that will pave the way for a sustainable, modern, technologically adept Lebanese economy. In sum, we believe that if we want to build a resilient country, we have no choice but to create an enabling environment where our youth can achieve their highest potential. We believe that to reverse the trend and start economic growth, we need to build an integrated society composed of technicians and crafters, as well as doctors and engineers, all living with dignity. Last but not least, we strongly believe that with proper orientation and guidance, we can begin changing the mindset and expanding our focus to provide the Lebanese youth a modern and harmonized education to be ready to face the uncertain future. In the end, it is essential to mention that we fully subscribe to USAID's concept of regional hubs, as described by David earlier, and to the implementation of the Tech for Youth initiative through the joint efforts of our three organizations, Michel Daher Social Foundation, AUST Bekaa, and Muntada Al-Muqatin. And finally, we have to say thank you for the American people and USAID for their support to the Lebanese people. Thank you.
Known for her expertise in the food safety field, please welcome Gloria Hanna, Head of Quality and Food Safety Department at the Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture for the Bekaa and Zahleh.
Thank you, Fadi. Thank you all for being with us today. Dear Madam Ambassador, represented by USAID Mission Director, colleagues and friends, I would like to seize this opportunity to thank USAID for its continuous assistance and support to Lebanon as it continues to help the country in its revival efforts. Zahleh Chamber of Commerce always aims to work towards the economic and agricultural development of the Bekaa region. Also, CCIAZ has been engaged in many projects funded by USAID and other international organizations with whom it's always ready to collaborate. As a partner under the Dareb El Najah Hub, CCIAZ became part of the synergy that defines regional revitalization hubs, whereby the diverse perspectives among the members and the shared discussions at frequent meetings produced a better informed investment and consequently increased the impact of the Bekaa hubs on the livelihoods of the citizens. My participation in the project was oriented toward improving the basic quality and food safety training for the participants who have food-related businesses, such as restaurants, coffee shops, bakeries, and homemade food. We strongly believe that there are many hidden opportunities for food businesses during the current Lebanese crisis in general, and specifically the local currency devaluation, which would result in the introduction of a wider variety of affordable food products in order to replace imported products. To sustain this fledgling effort at import substitution, it's critical that our producers achieve and meet international standards for quality and food safety. This intervention complements many of the other hub activities to stimulate the local economy.
Hearing you all makes me proud to be part of the change we are all seeking for our beloved country, Lebanon. And now I leave the word to the Economic Growth Office Director, Mr. Steve Morin.
All right, thanks. So I'd like to say thank you to the Entrepreneurial Development Foundation, Director Afaf Nimri, the Michel Daher Social Foundation President Marlene Daher, the Chamber of Commerce, Industry, and Agriculture of Zahle, and the Bekaa Quality Manager and Food Safety Specialist Gloria Hanna, and Life Chief of Party David Holdridge. On behalf of the American people, we're pleased to share the achievements of the LIFE project, especially in the Bekaa region that targeted more than 400 marginalized microenterprises. This activity responded to the recent crises by offering access to microfinance business development services and in-kind grants to a selected number of microenterprises to help them grow, expand, and improve incomes and livelihoods. We are proud of the partnership forged in the Bekaa region and the hub we have created in partnership with the EDF, MDSF, and the Chamber in Zahle. This initiative is an excellent example of how local entities can come together with USAID to the benefit of marginalized businesses. I'm confident that this support is crucial for their long-term sustainability and the economic development of the Bekaa region. We know the road ahead isn't easy, and that's why we're pleased that the Bekaa Hub is here to stay and will continue to endorse or assist businesses in the region through yet another round of support. We will continue this journey together, and I look forward to hearing about the achievements that we will accomplish in the next phase in the life of the Bekaa Hub. Again, thank you on behalf of the American people.
I will leave the last word for Life COP, David Holdridge. Thank you all and have a good day.
Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Steve, very much. I do believe USAID continues to be the best investor for productive and peaceful Lebanon to come. And I also want to say, we all know we're going through, the euphemism is a multi-dimensional crisis, but we all know we're going through very difficult times. And for those who basically may feel a little despondent or more than a little at times, I hope you get the opportunity to spend a little time with Afaf, Marlene, and Gloria, and just to talk to them on site in the Bekaa about what they're doing. And I think that you will lift your spirits to see the type of energy and ownership that they have and the great uses, the best return on investments, I think, that you could imagine with public monies as managed by and directed by Eileen and Steve. So thank you very much. That's it from my side. And I do hope you go down there and visit these folks from the Bekaa and have a nice long chat. Okay, goodbye.
I could just jump in and say thank you to you, David, and to Palladium for your leadership and facilitating these very impressive outcomes. We're very much appreciative of all the work that you all have done. So thank you very much. And we hope to get out there as soon as possible. Thanks very much. Have a great day, everyone.